So fungi are made up of a small cellular structure. We call them hypha, and hypha can be uninucleate, dinucleate, or multinucleate. Right. So there can be three kind of the hypha. Oh, so no, I haven't told you what is the uninucleate binucleate. Just a minute. So look, the ideal example of whenever we think about the fungi, we always think like this way. Uh, like the fungi can be fungi look like this one, like mushroom. So whenever we talk about the fungi, always comes the picture of mushroom or bread mold in our mind. So even these mushrooms you can see, like they are made up of a small thread-like structure. We call them hypha. It is written over here, in fact. So look, it is written over here. So we call them these structure. We call them hypha. Right? These are hypha. And when the number of the hypha they meet, so this group of the hypha, this is called mycelium. Right? Uh, Hypha. This is the structure of hypha. Oh, this is the structure of hypha, and every hypha is made up of cell wall. And we know that the cell wall in the plant is made up of uh, cellulose. But here in the fungi, the cell wall is not that. That's why they are different from the plant. Previously, we used to study them in the plant. Then we come to know that they have the cell wall. That is true. Uh, the number of the characteristic matches with the plant, but they are actually not the plant. Why? Because the constitution of cell wall is made up of chitin, not cellulose. Chitin is a type of complex sugar. It is complex polysaccharide, and chitin is also known as fungal cellulose. Don't confuse it with cellulose. It is called fungal cellulose, right? So chitin is fungal cellulose. Uh, Here you can see when a hypha have a number of the when a hypha have number of the nucleus, right? Suppose that there is a single hypha, you can see it's a hypha means it's a cell, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, more than more than two nucleus is there. This is called cenocytic condition, right? When fungi have a filamentous branches or hypha, it is called mycelium, right? So this is structure called mycelium. One more, like in the hypha, I want to tell you something more, and you need to keep it in mind. Hypha. Look, when we talk about the hypha, uh, there are hypha. They are called septate hypha. What is the septate hypha? Septate hypha look like this one. So there is a this is a mycelium. Sorry, this is a hypha, and this hypha is have some septa, means partition. So partition will be there, right? And every compartment will be have like a cell, and every cell will have a nucleus, right? So these kind of the structure, these vertical structure, they are called basically these structure. They are called basically septa, right? They are called septa. Again, this is nucleus, right? And there is a protoplasm. So we can say this is septate uninucleate, uninucleate hypha. Is it clear? Clear to all? Are you getting my point? So these
Yes,
kind of the hypha are called septate. The another kind of the hypha where the septa is not completely do not completely divide into two compartments, right? Look, so there is a hole between two septa. There is a hole between septa. I mean, this is not the complete division, right? So nucleus is big. Nucleus cannot cross this hole, right? The hole between two nucleus is larger one. Nucleus cannot cross it, right? What can cross? Only protoplasm and interchange of material can take. So there is a hole, right? And they are called partial septa, not complete septa, partial septa, right? And this kind of the hypha, they are called partially septate, partially septate hypha. So they are the partially septate hypha. Then the third one, aseptate hypha. What is the aseptate hypha? In aseptate hypha, which we have seen, like there is a single hypha, there is a no cell wall, there are some nucleus which keep on floating across the hypha, means there is a multinucleate condition. So what we can say, aseptate hypha are always cenostatic. Means cenostatic means they are always multinucleate. So there will be always multinucleate condition in aseptate hypha. So hypha can be of three types: septate, partially septate, and aseptate hypha. Aseptate hypha have cenostatic condition, means there will be multiple nucleus keep on floating in the protoplasm. Are you clear with this one or not? Tell me. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Great. Is there someone new who have the first class today? No, I don't think so. Nabi has this. Okay, no one is the new one. All are the okay. Guys, please keep on noting down this one. It is very important. It is not there in your NCRT. I'm just telling you because you will get these terms. After fungi, everything is easy. Till the fungi, the things are a bit complex. Not too much, but a bit complex. Should we go ahead? Are you noting down?
1 second, sir.
Okay, yeah, please.
Done, sir.
Okay, fine. Now come to the classification part. Then we will keep on studying the things, right? Basically, if you will go through with your NCRT, your textbook, you will find there are only four classes: Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, and Deuteromycetes, right? But here I'll tell you the five classes, right? And actually there are five classes, right? So let me start with that. So the basic classification of fungi have been done on the basis of their reproduction. So there are some fungi where the sexual reproduction is not known till date, right? So those fungi means they are not perfect fungi. So we have given them a term, and what is that term? We have given them term that imperfect fungi, or they are also known as a fungi imperfecti, right? So they are called fungi imperfecti, or we have made a class for these fungi, and the name of the class is Deuteromycota, right? So Deuteromycota or Deuteromycetes, right? You can call them Deuteromycota, or you can call them Deuteromycetes, right? Mycetes. So Deuteromycetes is the first class. So in Deuteromycetes, we have kept all the fungi on the basis of single characteristic that these fungi reproduce by asexual mean, right? They do not reproduce by the sexual method, right? Or sexual. Clear? Now, the another group belongs to those fungi where the sexual reproduction is present, right? Now, in these fungi have been divided in two categories. If the mycelium is septate and mycelium is aseptate, right? So aseptate and septate. Those fungi where the mycelium is aseptate, now you are clear with that. What is the aseptate? Aseptate means those fungi will have cenocytic condition. So they have been kept in the two categories, Oomycetes and Zygomycetes. So second class is Oomycetes, third class is Zygomycetes, right? Then the second group belongs to those fungi, so which have the septate mycelium. Further, these fungi have been divided into again two classes, Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. So this is the third class and this is the fifth class. So on the basis of the fungal classification, we can divide fungi into five classes: Deuteromycetes, Oomycetes, Zygomycetes, Ascomycetes, and Basidiomycetes. Is that clear? Note it down. There are five classes of fungi. Because you may get confused with your textbook because there is only the four classes. When you complete it, please let me know. Then we'll move ahead.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay, fine. So there are five. One more thing. What kind of the nutrition is found in the fungi, right? Nutrition in fungi. So this was the classification. Nutrition. In nutrition in fungi, there can be different kind of the nutrition in fungi, right? Saprophytic, parasitic, and so saprophytic, saprophytic nutrition, you all know. They get the nutrition from dead and decaying plant and animal product. That's why fungi is always found in the dead and decaying part, means rotten part. Then there may be another kind of the that is a parasitic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition, I have already told you. In parasitic nutrition, when a fungi take nutrition from another living. Tell me the example. Any one of you? Example? Parasitic fungi? Nobody? Come on. In summer, itching start because of the ring guard. Yes? That is a fungal infection. So that fungi take nutrition from our body. So ring guard, what is that? That is a parasitic fungi. Nobody is speaking up. What is a symbiotic relationship? When they live in the symbiotic relationship. When they live in the symbiotic relationship, right? Lichen. Remember or not? I have discussed that. Lichen. Fungi that give water and mineral to algae. Water and mineral to algae. In return, algae give fungi food. Both are helping each other, right? So lichen is a combination of two kind of the plant. Do you know or not? We have discussed it. Lichen is a combination of fungi plus algae, where both help each other, and this combination is called lichen. So this kind of the relation is symbiotic relationship, right? So fungi have three kind of the majority of them are saprophyte. Some are parasitic and symbiotic. Is that clear to all of you? Sarah?
Yes, sir.
Nabia, are you getting it? Sizo? Yasir? Great. Nabia, are you getting all point? Keep on telling me.
Sir, is Cuscuta an example for parasitic
Sorry, example of
nutrition?
parasitic, that is a ring guard. You know, when itching takes place in some joints or some
No,
part.
the Cuscuta.
So ring guard is a type of parasitic fungi. And there are a number of the parasitic fungi. You must have seen in the aquarium sometime fungi, black color of the fungi that that infect the fins of the fishes, and fishes die because of them. That is also parasitic fungi. They take nutrition from other living body. Okay, great. So this was now start one by one. So from where we have to start? So we have to start with the what I have told you, and Cuscuta is not a fungi actually. Cuscuta is a type of plant, and that is a parasitic plant, and that is a stem parasite basically. There are two plants which are parasite, Cuscuta and Orobanche. So Cuscuta is the stem parasite, and Orobanche is the root parasite. But Cuscuta is a plant and Orobanche is a plant. They are not fungi. Got it?
Yes.
So first start with in the classification system. I have told you which one. The first one is let's talk about the deuteromycetes, right? So I'll start by one. Class one. Classification of fungi I have already told you, and then class one, that is deuteromycetes. Okay, the diagram is here of deuteromycetes, fungi imperfecti, and let's discuss about the fungi imperfecti. So this is a diagram of Alternaria, right? Alternaria is a member of deuteromycetes fungi, and it is a parasitic fungi, right? So Alternaria solani is the actual name, and this Alternaria, it causes a disease. Alternaria, it is a type, it is an example of deuteromycetes, and this Alternaria is a parasitic fungi, and it causes the disease that is called early blight. Early blight, disease of potato and tomato, right? So it causes the early blight. Which one? Alternaria solani. It's example of Deuteromycetes. It causes early blight disease of potato and tomato, right? It is responsible for disease. Now come to the general characteristic. So it's a hypha, and on the hypha there are some branches. These are called conidiophore. Conidiophore means branch actually. Conidio means conidia, and four means branch. Means conidia bearing branch is called conidiophore, right? And this is a conidia. It's a spore. So what is a conidia? This is terminal conidium. What is conidium? It's a type of asexual spore, right? They will spread, and asexual spore, they will spread and they will make a new fungi. Okay. Wherever you get any confusion, feel free to ask me any doubt, right? So now come to the general characteristic. What is the general characteristic of this fungi? So first general characteristic is that this is artificial class of fungi. This is it is also called artificial class of fungi. Artificial class of fungi. It include it include all those fungi, all those fungi. We have taken all the fungi from all the classes where sexual reproduction is not found. All those fungi in which sexual reproduction is either absent or not known, right? Either absent or yet we do not know it, right? This is the first characteristic. And the second is mycelium is second point, general point. Mycelium is usually septate. So mycelium will be what? Septate. There will be septa. Means this kind of the mycelium will be there. Every mycelium will have septa, and every part will have one nucleus, right? So this is a septate mycelium. Okay. And cenocytic condition means multinucleate condition is not, right? Cenocytic condition is not known. Cenocytic means multinucleate condition is not known. Then there is a third point. Asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction takes place or occur by conidia. So conidia is a type of spore, right? Occur by conidia. Okay. And even in some member, asexual spore are absent. Asexual spores are absent, right? That is also possible that there are some member where asexual spore is not found, right? Guys, just give me one. right? Asexual reproduction occur by conidia. So conidia is a type of spore. You can see this is the conidia, right? We call them conidia spore. Did you got what is the conidia for? Those branches which bear conidia. This is called conidiophore. Four means branches, right? And conidia is a type of spore that you need to remember. They are the tough spores, right? Okay. And that's it. And this is so there are some examples. Note it down some examples. They most of them are parasitic. Like so, like let me tell you more examples. Example. There is a fungi which name is Coletrotrichum fulgatum, right? Coletrotrichum. I am trying to write clearly Coletrotrichum fulgatum. Coletrotrichum fulgatum. It causes red rot disease. And alternaria, I have told you that it causes early blight. And Sarcospora. Sarcospora. Try to at least remember the first name, that is the genus name, Sarcospora. It causes. Have anybody red rot of sugarcane? Of sugarcane. Have anybody encountered this situation? You are that just trying to chew the sugarcane, and you find that there is some blood type of the color spot is inside this red. That is a sugar that sugarcane. Have you seen that situation? Red kind of the spot inside, deep red color spot. Encountered this situation? That is a this what disease, red rot disease. The sugar cane become red, deep red, bloodish type of the color inside, right? It seems that that is a blood of some insect and all that, right? People think that there is a blood of. Okay, you haven't seen that. Next time, like try to chew some sugar cane, right? Cane sugar part, that sugar cane, that stem part, right? And you'll encounter that it's very common kind of the thing, red rot disease. Sarcospora, that is fungi, it causes a tick disease. Right. So this was all about the Deuteromycetes fungi. Right. Let me know if you have any doubt in any question in your mind. Then I will start with another class. Tell me any doubt. And these are the only point which you need to remember. But you need to remember. Done. Understand what is
Yes,
the
sir.
okay? Fine. Okay, Shadika, I'll tell you what is the conidia. Let me tell you. Conidia are a type of hard spores, right? They can withstand with the tough situation. So, uh, just give me one second. No, let me describe it here only. Conidia. How does the conidia formation takes place, right? So conidia are they are exogenous spore. They are exogenous spore. They are asexual spore. Asexual spore. Right. So what does it mean? So suppose that this is a mycelium. This is a hypha. Right. It's simple hypha. There are certain. It's a hypha. When asexual reproduction will take place, what will happen? From this hypha, another hypha will originate. Right? So another hypha will come out. Right. Another hypha will come out from here. This another hypha is coming out. Right? This is just asexually reproduction part. In next stage, what will happen? This hypha will become more, in fact, more larger. And this hypha will become more larger. Above this hypha, what will happen? Some spherical, some spherical cell will get separate, right? And it will have nucleus, right? So this part which is bearing this spore is called conidia. This is called conidia, right? And the branch or the base which is conidia, one of, after that there will be one more conidia, right? There may be number of the conidia, right? These are the conidia, and these structure which is bearing the conidia, they are called conidiophore. I have told you that conidio means conidia, and four means that branch which bear conidia. So we'll call them conidiophore, right? And what is this? This part is just hypha, right? What will happen after some time? This conidia will get separate from here. It will be blown away by the water or wind. This is conidia. It will fall down. It is tough. It can withstand with the. After some time, this conidia will germinate. This conidia will germinate. Right? This is germinating conidia. Germinating conidia. Then after the germinating conidia, it will germinate and it will make a hypha. And now the cycle will look like this. Did you got this point? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So they are the asexual spores. Why? Because they have not been found by the by the means of sexual reproduction. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now everything clear? Yeah, Yashir, are you getting it? Yashir, tell me. Martin, everything clear?
Yeah.
Fine, fine. So this was the first class. Now again in the second class, what is the second class? So we have studied in the classification. The second class, this one. The second class is that is the oomycete, right? Oomycete. So come to the second class 2. So let me give you picture of oomycetes or diagram of oomycetes. Then we will come to know what is the example of oomycetes. Late light disease. fungi, oomycetes, or late blight disease. Okay. Fine. So this is representative of oomycetes. And the name of the fungus is Phytophthora infestan. I'll tell you. Phytophthora infestan, basically it infects the potato crop, right? So, and that disease is called blight disease. Please remember the name of the disease. That is very important. Late blight disease, right? So this is the life cycle of Phytophthora infestan. How it infects the plant. You can come to know from here. This diagram. Look. So this example of this fungi is oomycetes is Phytophthora. Phthora infestan. Phytophthora infestan is a fungus that causes a disease, and that is called late blight disease of potato. Late blight disease of potato, right? What happened in the late blight disease of potato? Basically, this is the fungus mycelium. Fungus mycelium, it infect the plant like this way. The leaf become like this way, and there the potato tuber, they get infected. You can see this is infected tuber, right? It is infected tuber. From the infected, inside the infected tuber, this fungus grow, right? And grow, and it releases some spore, right? These kind of the spore, right? So formation of this sporangium takes place. You can say sporangium, where the spores are formed. Inside the sporanium burst, and due to the bursting of sporanium, these spores, small spores, right? They spread across the all the plant, and they infect the plant again, right? This is the infection cycle, right? And their spore is very larger spore, and it's called oospore, right? From here, the name came oomycetes from, right? So it's an example of oomycetes, right? So that's why we call it oomycetes fungus. It infect and it destroy all the crop of the potato plant, right? And what happened? This fungus, it's very important. This fungus is responsible for iris famine. It is responsible for iris famine. What happened? That once in Ireland, the complete potato crop got vanished by this fungus in 1845, and it causes the famine in the Ireland, and that's why it is very important fungus, right? And it is spread through the water basically, right? So the spreading of the fungus takes place through the water. Now come to the general characteristic. You have to remember the name of this uh, of fungus, right? What is the general characteristic of oomycetes? The mycelium is cenocytic. Mycelium is cenocytic. I have already told cenocytic means aseptate and multinucleate. Aseptate and multinucleate. What is the second one? The fungus contain the fungus contain cellulose. That is important. Cellulose, some of the fungus. Exception, this is cellulose, means their wall is made up of cellulose. The fungus contains cellulose and other member contain glucans. So sometimes they contain cellulose and glucans as well. While the fungus, mostly the fungus, they are made up of chitin, right? The fungal cell wall here is made up of cellulose and glucans. The third point is that asexual reproduction, reproduction takes place through zoospores. Which are produced in sporangia, right? So what is that, right? Try to understand. Now you'll ask me, before you ask me, I'll tell you what is this sporangia, what is the, by the way, this is represented in this diagram. So what happened? Suppose that this is a hypha, right? It's a hypha. In this hypha, formation of a mass will take place, right? After that, you will see that there is this kind of this structure. This is structure. This is reproductive structure, and it contains sporangio. This one, right? So this structure is called sporangia. Right, and sporangia bearing branch, what we will call it? I told you, sporangiophore. Remember, sporangiophore. Phore means that branch which bear the sporangia. Inside this sporangia, there are small spore. Formation of small spore will take place. Right? On the favorable condition, this sporangia will rupture, and after the rupturing, this number of these spores will zoospore will come out. So what are these zoospore? Zoospore have this kind of this structure, right? So what is this? They have the flagella, right? Means they can swim, right? So these kind of the spores are called zoospore. So when sporangia will rupture, zoospore will come out. Zoospore have flagella and they can swim, and they can spread by swimming. They can swim, right? After that, what will happen? These zoospore you can see. Look, it is visible in this life cycle. Here, the zoospore spread and germination of zoospore will take place, right? So these are the zoospore. They get into the leaves and they germinate and make further mycelium. That's how the spreading takes place. Is it clear to all of you? What is the zoospore? How does they spread?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay.
Can you repeat, sir?
Should I repeat it?
Yeah.
Okay, look. In this hypha, what happened? Formation of this kind of structure takes place. We call it sporangiophore. On the top of sporangiophore, formation of sporangia will take place. Inside this sporangia, cell will divide, right? And they will form a spore, right? So formation of spore will take place. So these are the spore. What kind of the spore? At the on the onset of favorable condition, this sporangia will rupture, right? So sporangia will burst, means sporangia will rupture. When the sporangia will rupture, at the rupture of sporangia, formation these zoospore will spread. So these, what are the zoospore? Zoospore have flagella and they can swim in the water, and they will germinate and we will make a new mycelium. Is that clear? Martin?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So this was the asexual reproduction.
So it goes to the
Mhm.
flagella.
The same thing is visible in this diagram. Look, sporangia formation takes place. This is zoosporangium, right? Inside sporangium, the spore are formed. These are the zoospore. They spread and they germinate on the leaves. Got it?
Yes, sir.
What is the next point? So zoospores are, as you can say, they have two flagella, right? So zoospores uh, zoospores are biflagellate, means they have two flagella. Biflagellate, they have two flagella, right? And both flagella are not equal, and flagella are unequal in length. Flagella are unequal in the length, right? And now what happened? Sexual reproduction. Now next point is very important. Sexual reproduction is oogamous. What is oogamous? Right? Where male sex organ is antheridium, and female sex organ is oogonium. Now, what kind of the sexual reproduction takes place and how does the sexual reproduction takes place? Let me tell you, right? What is the oogamous sexual reproduction? Here in sexual reproduction, we require two kinds of the sex organ, male and female sex organ, right? So sexual reproduction, let me tell you. Suppose that there is a hypha. This is a hypha. And this hypha, two kind of the sex organ will be formed, right? What are those two kind of the sex organ? So first female sex organ. Let me tell you, this is the female. So suppose that this is the female sex organ. Right? This is the female sex organ. So this is oogony. It's larger in size, larger. And then this is the oogonium is, this is larger in size and female sex organ. This is female sex organ. Now there is a male sex organ as well, right? Male sex organ is called antheridium. Along with it, on the same hypha, beside it, there will be a male sex organ. In this kind of the organ. This is male sex organ. Male sex organ produces a tube-like structure like this way and drop its nucleus like nucleus. So this male sex organ is called Antheridium. Antheridium. Antheridium is male sex organ. What will happen? It have a tube-like structure, and that is called reproductive tube, right? That's how it drop its nucleus inside this one, right? So this is called fertilization tube. This reproductive tube is called fertilization. Fertilization. With the help of fertilization tube, it will pass its nucleus into the female, right? So what will happen? This is the female, right? This is the female nucleus. Female nucleus. And the reproduction tube have dropped the male nucleus as well. This is the reproduction tube or fertilization tube. Fertilization tube have passes the male nucleus. Male nucleus. Female and male, both kind of the nucleus, they will fuse, right? So this is the fertilization tube, and female and male, both kind of the nucleus will fuse, right? Fusion of nucleus will take place. Fusion of nucleus. The process of fusion of nucleus is called syngamy. So we will call syngamy will take place, syngamy. And now what will happen? Both of the nucleus will fuse and they will form a cell, and this cell is called zygote. So formation of zygote will take place. This kind of the reproduction where the female oogonium is very large, it is called oogamous kind of the sexual reproduction. Is that clear? Sexual reproduction clear or not? Tell me. This is zygote, or it is also known as the this zygote is also known as the oospore. Tell me, guys, is it clear? Yasir, Nabiha, Martin, all of you, Shara, Shidika, is that clear
Yes,
to all
sir.
of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this reproduction is called oogamous reproduction. Now, this was the last point, in fact, and let me tell you some example of this disease. Phytophthora infeston causes the late blight disease. So, example of oomycete. So, Phytophthora, you have seen in a diagram in above diagram. Phytophthora is a fungus that causes late blight of potato. Late blight disease of potato. Then there is a one more disease, that is albigo. Albigo. Albigo will cause a disease, and that is called white rust disease. White rust disease of crucifer. Crucifer, like this one, radish, they come under the crucifery family, and mustard, they come under the crucifery family, right? So these are two main examples, and you have to remember these two main examples. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if it's clear, then we will move to the next class. So we did two classes. So again, I will go to the classification part and I'll remind you. So first class was the deuteromycetes. The second class was oomycetes. Now we will start with the zygomycetes. That is the third class, right? So the third class of the fungi is zygomycetes. Now the example of zygomycetes, it's a very popular example. That's mucor or rhizopus. Name of the fungi have been given on the basis of their sexual reproduction. Oh. Rhizopus or mucus. Yes. This is example of zygomacy. The name of the fungus is rhizopus. So simple. It have root-like structure, but you know they are not the root actually, right? So the root-like structure are called rhizoid. So they have some root-like structure. This one. They are called rhizoid. Root-like structure. They are called rhizoid. Rhizoid. And those mycelia or hypha which connect another fungus, they are called stolon. And again, there is this structure called sporangium. Sporangium have some spore, they are called sporangiospores. At the rupture of this one, sporangiospore will spread, right? And those branches which bear the sporangia, they are called sporangiophore. Again, phore means sporangia bearing branches. And when these sporangia will spread, they will germinate and make a new mycelium, right? So that is the mucor. This is the uh, example of this is the rhizopus, right? So rhizopus is a example of this representative of this one, right? And what are the characteristic of this one, right? So first characteristic, general characteristic. They are terrestrial fungi, means they are found on the land. They are. It is terrestrial fungi and mostly saprophytic. Now nutrition we have discussed. Fungi mostly saprophytic. Saprophytic means they will mostly grow on the dead and decaying part and rarely parasitic. Rarely parasitic. Right. What is the second point? The mycelium is cenocytic, and we have discussed this situation. Mycelium is cenocytic. Cenocytic means they are multinucleate. Multinucleate. And they have as aseptate situation as well, right? The next one is that the cell wall is made up of chitin. Simply made up of chitin. Chitin, I have told you, this is a complex sugar. It is known as the fungal cellulose alveoli, right? Motile spores means those spores which are flagella and they can move from here and there, they are absent, right? So motile, the spores are absent. The spores are absent, right? So motile spores like juice spore, they are not found, right? Then asexual reproduction takes place there are some asexual spores. Asexual reproduction takes place by sporangiospore, and you can see these sporangiospore by sporangiospore. spore. These sporangiospore basically do not have any flagellar kind of the condition, and they spread through the air, right? So through air they spread here and there and germinate, right? Sexual reproduction is very important. Again, the name of the fungi, Zygomycetes, is also known as the conjugation fungi, right? It is called conjugation fungi. Oh, what happened? Conjugation fungi, right? This is also called conjugation fungi. Uh, the sexual reproduction, sexual reproduction occurs through occurs through gametangial copulation or conjugation. Conjugation, right? Uh, that's why it is called. That's why it is called conjugation fungi. Let me write it down. That's why it is called conjugation fungi. Conjugation fungi. Now let me tell you what is the copulation or conjugation process, right? So what kind of the sexual reproduction is called conjugation or copulation, right? Let me tell you. So look, in conjugation or copulation, there are, for example, there are two hypha. This is one hypha, and this is another hypha. First stage. And next stage, what will happen? In both of the hypha, formation of uh, outgrowth will take place, like this kind of growth in both of the parts, right? This kind of the outgrowth. In next part, what will happen? They will have this kind of the structure will be formed. They will have multiple nucleus, and from here also, this kind of the structure will be formed. It will have multiple. So in both of the hypha, these kind of the structure will be formed. They both are they, so they have been separated. Both of them, they are called gametangia. They are called gametangia. This is hypha, right? And this is also hypha, right? And these gametangia will fuse, right? And this kind of the reproduction is called gametangial copulation or conjugation, right? This is called gametangial copulation or conjugation. Is that clear? So this kind of the sexual reproduction is formed. Asexual reproduction, you have seen the spore. Tell me, guys, is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So the third one was zygomastes. Now what is the fourth one? So let me start with the fourth one as well. And example I have told you, rhizopus. No example. Let me tell you the example clearly. So some examples. Rhizopus. The diagram which is above that belongs to the rhizopus, and rhizopus is also known as black bread mold. No, above diagram is belongs to mucor. Rhizopus. Both look like similar. Black bread mold. You must have seen that if bread is kept for the longer time, they will make a filamentous structure on that. That become the rhizopus. That is the rhizopus species. And above diagram belong to mucor. So mucor is called dung mold. Basically, it grow on the dung, right? So rhizopus and mucor are the best example of this class. Hope it should be clear to all of you. Sarah, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the class, fourth class. Class 4. And the fourth class, that is Escomyces. Yes. Then it should be Basidiomyces. Yes. Right. Escomyces. Escomyces. Fine. Agricus compastris. No, that's Basidiomyces. Fine. So look, Escomyces, again, I have told you that on the basis of sexual spore, there is a name, right? So they Escomyces, they are famous for because they make this kind of the spore. And these are called escus or escospores, right? So these escus, on the basis of escus or escospore, spore, these fungi have been named Escomyces, right? Look, these kind of the spores. Escomyces, it have a fungus. One more I can give. Let me give you an example. The example of this one is Morchella, right? And Morchella is example of this one. So let me tell you the example. Morchella. Example of Ascomycetes, best example of Morcella. That is also known as Morel. Have you anyone listen about the Gucci? Gucci, not Gucci. I'm not talking about that accessories brand, right? Uh, uh, Anybody? Gucci.
No, sir.
You know the what is the rate of the costliest fungi, that costliest mushroom? The costliest mushroom belongs is called Gucci, right? It cannot be grown artificially. It grows naturally, basically on Himachal and some part of the Uttarakhand in India. The rate of this fungus and it grow in wild, and it's a rare fungus, rare fungi, rare mushroom kind of the thing. But I cannot call it mushroom because mushroom is Agaricus compestris. But this is Morcella. So Morcella look like some this one mushroom kind of the thing. It's a bit different. The rate of this vegetable in the Delhi market is 30,000 rupees per kilo. That is the rate in India, and in other country it should be. I can't tell you. It depends, right? This is the costliest vegetable present in this country, and fortunately, I have seen this naturally grown. So this is naturally, but in villages it is free of cost, right? Nature gives you free of cost, right? So Morcella is a that is also called morel. This fungus, this fungi look like this one, something like chocobar, and it have these kind of the patches. This kind of the fungus. This is Morcella or morel, right? And it's inside there are some this kind of this kind of the structure, and they are called escus, right? They are called escus. Inside escus there will be escospore, right? They are called escospore. The number of escospore inside escus, this can be 4 to 8 only. Either they will be 4 or they will be 8, not less than that, not more than that, right? So you can see they are formed due to sexual reproduction. When sexual reproduction takes place, two nucleus fuses, they become one nucleus, then meiosis takes place, then 4, then 8, and this is ascus and formation of ascospore. Is it clear to all of you? Ascomycetes characteristic we'll discuss in next class.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can you tell me, is there any doubt regarding whatever we have covered today? Any doubt regarding whatever we have covered today? Tell me, guys. Is there any doubt?
No.
No?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Uh, just a minute, give me. Actually, give me 1 second. I want to give you some assignment basically. So let me talk with coordinator. Please wait for just 2 or 3 minutes, right? I'll give you assignment. Just hold on. Nobody will leave, please. Yes. Uh, Look. So this is the assignment. I have uploaded it in this page only. You will get the link of this page, right? And what you have to do as an assignment, question, Monera, from Fungi. Yes, from Kingdom Fungi. Look, You have to solve all the questions from Kingdom Fungi from 4.1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 10 questions are there, right? So go through with it, right? Assignment is already uploaded. Clear?
4.1,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah, 4.1, right? Okay, you will get it. I have uploaded in this chapter only. It is starting of the chapter, the assignment.